Hey guys, hope you all are fine and healthy at your home. I'm Prachi Malhotra of Class 12th Humanities Department is here to present up the topic of book Contemporary World Politics Part A Chapter 3 New Centers of Power. And in this video we are going to talk about European Union. The objectives of this video are as Marshall Plan, reasons of loss in economy, OEEC, unification of Europe, history and present of Europe, different treaties which helps in unification of Europe. So we will be starting up by the topic reasons of loss in economy. We know World War II was between Allied power and Axis power. It was ended up by the huge destructions, number of deaths and attack on Japan cities Hiroshima and Nagasaki with the nuclear bombs led by the USA. After the World War II, that is period after 1945, we studied that there was a period of Cold War, clashes between USA and USSR. The whole of universe was divided into two parts. That's Western Bloc, NATO, and Eastern Bloc, Warsaw Pact. Western Bloc led by the USA, Eastern Bloc led by the USSR. NATO was signed in 1948, which means attack on one country would lead to attack on all the countries. And Warsaw Pact was the answer to NATO. Beside this, we have now mutual friends of both of the blocs. And often we could say we studied Europe was the main arena of the conflict between the two superpowers. And Europe was also divided. It is a negative perception of Europe. This map describes about the Europe was divided into rival alliances during the Cold War. So how Europe was divided into the four parts, like in the NATO, in the Warsaw Pact, in the other communist nations or others. So this way Europe was divided into different parts. Now we know there was a loss of economy, loss with the GDP. Europe was not a nation state, but this video will surprise you by knowing Europe is now one of the richest country. Now let's go through the time. It's the time when America put its step forward to help Europe to gain economy. The plan was introduced by George Marshall. On April 3, 1948, President Truman signed the Economic Recovery Act of 1948. It became known as the Marshall Plan. This plan specifies about OEEC, that is Organization for Economic Europe Cooperation, and it was added to West Europe in 1948. The objectives of the Marshall Plan is it was the step forward by the USA for the financial aid we know. It was the cooperation on trade and international economic issues. The OEC was organized in or established in 1948, aid for the countries for West Europe, and the economic cooperation was leading to the political cooperation. Hence, Council of Europe was established in 1949. Now, all of the capitalist countries of Europe was moving to the European Union. So with this, when forms means European Union was formed in 1957, hence it creates the Europe Parliament. With the collapse of Soviet bloc, put Europe on track and establishes European Union in 1992. Fine. So the Council of Europe was, the Parliament was created. The unification of Europe is there in 1992. Now the Europe has its own currency. We can see this currency. This currency is named as Euro, EURO, and the flag of Europe is the circle of gold star. This stands for harmony, solidarity, and the 12 stars. All the 12 stars on the flag is symbolizes about the perfection, about the completeness, and the unity. Now, European Union plans to add new members, especially from the Soviet bloc. Now, the European Union was, inflating means it was on the peak of the economy and on the basis of political, diplomatic, and military influence. Now we are going to talk about the EU has become political, economic, and diplomatic, military influences. So this is the map showing about the European Union map. The purple shaded are the older members and the blue shaded are the new members. Now we'll go through the economic influence. In 2005, European Union has the greatest GDP with a $12 trillion, more than the any other country. Now it was the richest country. Currency euro had posed the threat to the USA. Means the euro currency was the threat to the US dollars. Economic influence over the neighboring countries, that is Asia and Africa. International economic organizations. Now the EU, that is European Union, has the good relations with the WTO, World Trade Organizations. Now we are going to talk about political and diplomatic military influence. Two members of EU, that is Britain and France, it holds permanent seats in UN Security Council. There were 5 countries who were the members of UNSC, but the countries who hold permanent seats were the Britain and France. Europe stands at second position after USA on military expenditure. Means the USA is the first country who expends more on the military, and after the USA there is Europe. Europe has now 550 nuclear weapons. Europe occupies second position in space and communications technology. Now we can see the Europe has gained its success, means whatever they want to achieve, now they were able to compete with other countries. Now they were these which I have talked about is all about the influences. Now we'll go through the limitations. Not every country wants that there should be currency as euro. Its member states have their own foreign relations. For example, we have when American planned to invade on Iraq, means when American planned Iraq invasion, the Britain was a part of it, but Germany and France opposed this American's policy. So they have owned their foreign relations, defense attacks. Britain kept itself out from the euro market. Means it was, first of all, the thing is Britain haven't accepted the euro currency and it was out from the Europe market. Denmark and Sweden, they resisted. Okay, they signed the Maastricht Treaty and they adopted euro currency. Now this cartoon depicts of when now the Europe has its own own anthem, on flag, on currency, but Europe fails to have its own constitution. This picture symbolizes of there were many obstacles, there were many challenges which fails the Europe to make their own constitution. So now here comes timelines of integration. In 1951, in April, many of the countries, 6 West European countries, signed the Treaty of Paris. It establishes for coal and petroleum, European Coal and Petroleum, Steel Community. Next is in 1957, in March 25, they signed Treaty of Rome, which established EEC and Euratom. Euratom is European Atomic Energy Community. In 1973, Denmark, Ireland, UK, they joined the EC, that is European Community. In 1979 June, their first direct elections were held in the European Parliament. In 1981, Greece joins the EC. In 1985, the Schengen Agreement abolishes border control among the European Community members. Schengen Agreement is basically it's a visa you need from only one of the European countries, and that visa allows you to move in most of the European countries. So this abolishes the borders among the European communities. Next we have is 1986 January, Spain and Portugal joined the European Community. 1990 October, unification of Germany. 1992 establishing EU, the Treaty of Maastricht was signed, which establishes EU, that is European Union. In 1993 single market was created. In 1995 Austria, Finland and Sweden joined the EU. 2002 Euro, the new currency, was introduced in 12 of the European countries. 2004, 10 new members, that is Cyprus, Czech Republic, Estonia, Hungary, Latvia, Lithuania, Malta, Poland, Slovakia and Slovenia. All of the countries, the 10 countries joined the EU. And in 2007, Bulgaria and Romania joined the EU. And Slovenia adopts the currency euro. This map significance about the 10 countries who joined the European Community. These are the new countries. Blue shaded and the purple shaded are the older countries. So guys, that's all about my presentation. I hope we'll soon gather in the school. Till then, stay home, stay safe. Thank you so much.